So this is where I look at a photo of a baby and I rate it on a scale from 1 to 10.
Don't say I didn't warn y'all. Tonight, we're going even deeper into the darkest part of TikTok, the worst theories that you've ever heard in your entire life. And don't get scared now. I know you're probably shaking like Sean. Please don't watch these, bro. But what's done is already done. So I hope you guys can make it to the end of this video. If you do, let me know in the comments. And there's a lot of dark secrets in here that I don't think you're going to be ready for. So make sure you prepare yourself for this video. The only thing scarier than this video is the fact that 50% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
Hollywood Records contract, and I'm signing it because I'm going to have my first record ever and selling my soul to Hollywood Records. That's what I'm doing.
Selena Gomez should have never said that in front of her camera, because today she is no longer the same, and we just understand why. The video we saw was the day she signed her contract with Hollywood Records. She says word for word, "I'm going to sell my soul." No one took it seriously 16 years ago, but what has happened to her since she did that has been terrifying. Remember how her voice changed? And I'm not talking about a small change, I'm talking about a completely different voice. Look at how she speaks in one of her latest interviews.
It has been a wonderful addition to my life. I feel extremely lucky.
We can all say it's not the same person, and I'm not even talking about the empty look she gives. Everything about her is different, but the strangest part is her behavior. Look at that moment during an interview where she kisses her boyfriend's feet in front of everyone. The Selena from before, the one we knew, reserved, discreet. She would have never done that. And it's not just a weird moment, it's behavior that absolutely doesn't match the person she used to be. And then there is her face. I'm not just talking about surgery. From one photo to another, the proportions change. She no longer has the same jaw or the same nose, but most importantly, she doesn't have the same height anymore. She has grown, which is impossible at 33 years old. Some people notice this by comparing all her photos. You've also noticed that we barely see her in public anymore. She shows herself less and less, and when she does appear, it's always controlled, framed, as if every image has to be approved before being shown. Selena told us that day that she was going to sell her soul, but who could have predicted that it would lead to all of this? And today, everyone is asking the same question. Is it really still Selena?
Yeah, nah, they definitely got her, because nobody just changes like this. You know, people grow and evolve, but like, nah, she's gone, bro. She's gone. My fault, Justin.
If you survive this haunted house, you get $20,000, but no one has ever made it to the end. McKamey Manor is not a quick buck. This is actually the most extreme, scariest haunted house in the world. You have to sign a 40-page waiver that says they can literally do anything to you except intentionally. But they will you to the brink of and you are consenting. And this place is technically a charity, and that's what makes it all legal. They'll pull your out, bury you alive, shave your head, and force you to eat your own hair. Use CIA level methods on you. This is a series. I'll give you all those details in the playlist below, don't worry. This is Russ McKamey, the fine Christian man that runs this show. He was originally doing it in California, but then they kind of kicked him out, and so now it's in Tennessee. I can't show you pictures of the bad stuff, but just Google McKamey Manor. Some literally crazy things pop up. There's also a YouTube channel. Petitions were made to shut the manor down, but as of right now, it is still a thing, with a 10-year waiting list of over 25,000 people. If you like my content, follow my TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube for more. It really helps when you interact.
I don't know if it's more concerning that this is legal or that there's 25,000 people waiting to go through this. Yo, if one of y'all are watching this or on that waiting list, you need some help, bro.
Do you know the Coke's made with real Coke?
The original Coke, yeah.
No, today.
Today?
Yes.
I thought they replaced it with caffeine.
No, they use coca leaves for flavor.
Still?
Yes. In fact, the company that brings in the coca leaves to make Coca-Cola is the #1 creator of medical-grade Coke.
It looks like The Rock is paying his dues, because look what he wore at the Met Gala. These celebrities sure do love to humiliate themselves when they want to climb up in the ranks, don't they? And again, this is for everyone to see. He shows up at the Met Gala wearing this right here. A skirt. Again,
this just doesn't make sense. How does Taylor Swift have a commercial in 1981? And there's a part of me that's even scared to show you this video because I don't know what to believe anymore. And even though they're gonna kick me off for even showing you this, I have to show you. But look, Taylor Swift is an icon. I mean, she's been doing this for years. World renowned as one of the best, dropping countless top 100 Billboard hits. But something doesn't add up here. how she was actually born in 1989. So then when glamour dolls were around, they were supposed to rival even the Bratz dolls and the Barbie dolls. So then why was Taylor Swift in this commercial?
The Glamour Gals collection. Dolls, party plates, fancy firebirds, the showplace collector's kit, each sold separately. You can send in proofs of purchase from any 3 Glamour Gals dolls. Jessie, Danny, Lonnie, or Shara, and any of 3 outfits. And get Jessie in fancy formal free. Details on the specially marked packages. Offer expires on March 1st, 1982. Glamour Gals collection. Jessie and beautiful bride.
I want you to take a second and guess what island this is. It's a very historic island that has changed the course of history. I will give you 4 hints. Hint number 1, what was seen on this island has inspired movies, books, paintings. It's also inspired fear for thousands of years. Hint number 2, this island is connected to one of the most strangest, one of the most mysterious writings ever written. Hint number 3, a man that was here claimed that he saw the sky crack open. See where I'm going? And hint number 4, this island alone, this island has changed the way millions of people think about the future of humanity. And here's the answer. This is the island of Patmos. The island where John wrote the book of Revelation. The island where he saw all of the visions of the end times. The words written on this island have been bone-chilling for humans over the course of history. And the thing is, it's gonna happen one day.
Countries where it's still not 2026. In Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia follows the Islamic Hijri calendar, making the year 1447. In Thailand. Thailand uses the Buddhist era calendar, making the year to 569. In Bhutan. Bhutan's Buddhist calendar places them in the year to 153. In Iran. Iran uses the solar Hijri calendar, so their year is 1405. In Nepal. Nepal follows the Bikram Sambat calendar, making their year 2082. And Ethiopia. Ethiopia is currently in the year 2019 because they use their own calendar system.
Breaking news, we now know David 100% kept Celeste's finger with his name on it, and we know exactly how, when, where, and why he took Celeste. All this information was revealed by prosecutors today in court. We now know that David met Celeste when she was 11 and he was 18. When she turned, they started dating. Celeste's parents found out and took away her cell phone. However, she kept running away to David's home. David then bought Celeste a cell phone and had it delivered to her. The night before Celeste had her taken, she and David got into a major argument via text message. Celeste was upset that David was seeing other girls and she threatened his career. The next day, David invited Celeste over to his home and he ordered her an Uber in order to get her there. It was then that he did so by and allowing her to. David then takes Celeste's phone and goes to Santa Barbara. During that time, he is calling and texting her phone, quote, "Where are you?" as to pretend like she never showed up. However, at that time, she was actually in an inflatable pool inside David's garage. In Santa Barbara, they found her passport, ID, and other.
Yo, I don't know what's going on in this dude's brain. Like, he thought he's in like Romeo and Juliet or something. Like, we're both gonna go out in the end. Like, bro, no, you're going to jail.
It is now confirmed America's #1 strawberry is tied to cancer. Driscoll's, who controls a third of U.S. strawberries, is sprayed with up to 371 chemical pesticides before it reaches the store.
They're putting mosquito spray on your strawberries and calling them organic. Virtually every U.S. strawberry starts as a lab-bred clone, smothered in Captan, the same chemical and paint preservatives, dipped straight into fungicide baths, seeping 3 carcinogens into the flesh. That's only the start. Those berries are bleached in chlorine, then locked in plastic so deep no rinse can remove the residue. Nearly a third of strawberries scanned bifenthrin, a chemical linked to cancer. Comment exposure to scan safer brands.
I gave you all this ice cream before dinner. Why don't we just make it our little secret?
You know something, Mr. Horton? You're sneaky.
You know something, Arnold? I really like you. I really like you. You and I are going to have a lot of good times together. I think I got some pictures around here of a bunch of us skinny dipping. You guys are going to love them.
You don't have any clothes on either.
You know, that pizza would taste a whole lot better with a glass of... You guys care for a sip?
No thanks, we're too young.
We need to talk about this episode of Different Strokes and why it's so disturbing 40 years later. And what I find strange is the choice of pizza and wine. He's using food and drinks to create bonds with children that have to keep secrets from the parents. The producers of the show claimed they wanted to warn kids of stranger danger. But when you look at the boards of these networks and the people pushing the scripts, you have to ask, were they really warning us or were they just trying to normalise things?
Crazy theory, Mr. Beast might not have a soul. Anytime you see Mr. Beast smile, his eyebrows don't move. And that's a clear tell when somebody's being truthful or not, and when someone has true emotion. Is if they smile with their eyes, and if their eyebrows don't move up when you smile, it's a fake smile. Him on camera and him when the camera's off are two completely different people.
They take your body and put it in warm water and salt. And then it floats. And let me tell you this. Did you know that when your body, right, is not worried about being a body, and your ears is not worried about hearing sound, and your eyes is not worried about seeing, something else happen? Yeah, you get in a meditative state. In that meditative state, you can do a lot of things in it. You can control the world. But they kind of like, I'm saying this. If you take warm water, put salt in it, anything you put in, it's going to float. So they put the human body in it to automatically make the body float. And the pressure of the water go in, the silence, and complete darkness. And that's how you read the simulation.
But is that the same?
Watch this.
It just came out in the Epstein files that the elites were purposely trying to lower testosterone in men so that men can't fight back, putting estrogen in the water, making men very passive and weak through social media. They're telling them, oh, your masculinity is toxic and you should actually just be super soft and sweet all the time and gentle and never fight against anything. It's to cover up the things that they're doing. Because if every single man had the mindset of, no, our job is to protect women and children no matter what, they would not be getting away with the things that they're getting away with.
She revealed why men today are no longer the same, and it's terrifying. More and more, we've been told that masculinity was the problem, that men needed to change, become softer, calmer, and never raise their voice, and we all accepted it without questioning anything. But what was discovered in the files today proves that all of this was part of a much bigger plan to deliberately lower men's testosterone through what we drink, what we eat, and what we consume on social media, to make men passive so they never fight back again. Because the only thing that could destroy all of this is men who decide to protect women and children no matter what. Curious men who ask questions, and especially men who refuse to look away. And that is exactly what they do not want. So they found the perfect solution. Convince the entire world that those kinds of men are dangerous, that wanting to protect people is toxic. And while everyone debates masculinity, they continue carrying out their plan effortlessly because it's already working without them even having to force it.
Scientists may have just discovered what you see right after you, and it's surprisingly beautiful. When this elderly lady passed away during a brain scan, they didn't realize the machine was still recording, and doctors captured the first ever footage of the human brain as it was dying, and what they saw was completely unexpected. Instead of her brain instantly shutting down, it sent a massive burst of signals, but these weren't just random signals. These were the signals your brain uses to create what you see in your head, which means that in the final moments of your life, you will be seeing a final replay of all your best memories.
I bet y'all cannot guess what Zodiac sign appears the most in the Epstein files, and I do not agree with this. It's an astrologist on this app that went through every last person that was in those files' birthday and found out their Zodiac sign. And the only sign that's in the clear is Sagittarius. Sagittarius only got mentioned 2 times, but the rest, like I said, I don't look at this shit.
Which zodiac sign appears the most in the Epstein files? In last place, Sagittarius, only 2 mentions, never doubted you guys. In 11th place, Scorpio, just 4 times. I mean, their whole life is an exorcism, why would they need that? In 10th place, Virgo, 5 times. Honestly, Virgos are freakier than that, they have their own dungeons.
Listen.
9th place, Aquarius, 7 times. Sharing that place with Pisces, they probably just sleepwalked in there. 8th place, Taurus, 8 times. They're just too lazy. 7th place, Aries, 9 times. Probably weren't invited anymore after they broke something. 6th place, Libra, 11 times. They probably just wanted to be in on the party and then realize what they signed up for. Sharing the place, Capricorn. They thought it was a networking event. And now for our top 3.
I'm gonna let her tell you these top 3, but I want y'all to jump in the comments and let me know if you agree with this list. I don't know if this list is true. I don't know if it's not, but listen to the top 3.
In 3rd place, Gemini, total mention 87 times. I mean, how Surprised? In second place, my sign, Cancer, 615 times. And before you tell me that it's also a name for a disease, wait till you hear first place. And coming at number 1 with a whopping 1,829 times, Leo.
Wow.
A 14-year-old boy just made over $3 million overnight. And he did this by buying a meme. The meme is called Brett and it's on the Base blockchain. He bought Brett 2 weeks ago and now it's worth over $3 million. He first said he wasn't going to sell because he wanted to see it grow to $10 million. But now he's saying he wants to hold it to $20 million. Should he keep holding or should he get out now?
Okay, there are 5 big new developments in the race to contain this Hanta virus. Firstly, the WHO have confirmed 2 new suspected cases of Hanta today, thousands of miles apart. The first is a lady in Spain, while the other is in this remote island of Tristan da Cunha, which is pretty insane luck for the only 214 people that live on this island. Number 2, the CDC have activated a level 3 emergency response to this outbreak. That is the lowest level of emergency evacuation. Number 3, Spanish authorities are now preparing, quote, an unprecedented quarantine and evacuation operation for the 149 on board ahead of the ship's arrival to Tenerife on Sunday. Number 4, we've got the test results back from the first suspected case of Hanta in someone that wasn't a passenger on the ship. That was that Dutch air hostess who was hospitalized yesterday. Good news, the test came back negative. That's a really good sign, but there is caution to that though, because the symptoms for the Andes strain do take weeks to appear. So it's not over yet. And lastly, some experts like Dr. Simpson, for example, who I highly recommend checking out, are now saying that because this seems to be a new virus or a mutated one, we do not know how infective it is or its case fatality rate.
Hanta virus changes very, very rapidly. It is a very rapidly mutating virus like influenza and like COVID. And so what we knew about the old viruses may not be true for these viruses. So be careful of that information.
What happened to this man is probably the worst thing that could ever happen to you. This is known as the 1,000-yard stare. And yes, all of these photos are 100% real. Most of the photos coming from World War I, II, and the Vietnam War. But there is a lot more recent examples of this as well. It's known as the 1,000-yard stare because of what the eyes are saying, the story they tell. It's also a form of shell shock. You may have heard that term before. What causes this is by seeing something very sudden and very traumatic, obviously like you would in war. Essentially being in an emotional shock that puts your body into this constant state of horror where you can barely even function. I'm sure you've all heard stories as well from back in the war how shell shock victims were actually treated so badly we didn't really know anything about it. We barely knew anything about mental health and how to treat people anyway. Now luckily nowadays there is a lot more treatment for people that do experience this and they can get what they need. But it is still absolutely horrendous and can leave people in states like this without the proper treatment. It can even lead to extreme cases of paralysis and many other horrendous things that come as a side effect. So if you ever see a video or a photo of someone looking like this, just imagine what they've actually been through.
So this is where I look at a photo of a baby and I rate it on a scale from 1 to 10. I started doing this last year with the babies of my the staff here, and over the summer we got a brand new crop for me to rate, and our customer our costumer, Layla, and her husband Sebastian had a baby boy named Kai. She'll rate their baby. All right. Finally, wearing Ed Ellen DeGeneres baby clothes, so that's...
So I stumbled across this on the internet, and it's honestly stranger than I thought. This was a regular segment where she would rate people's babies on a scale of 1 to 10, giving a plus or minus for things like family members, or get this, having too many fat rolls. But here's the part that really makes you wonder. She'd always drop a disclaimer: don't rate your babies at home. This whole era just feels off. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
You could say whatever about this, but like, what are you rating? You see what I'm like? What it, like, you know what I'm saying? All babies look the same. So what are you rating, Ellen? Tell me, bro, because I'm lost. I'm really lost. Like I don't know it just seems like you're Diddy, bro.
This is by the CIA codes to hack the universe. Did you guys know this?
Wait, universe?
Yeah. You know, like how in GTA, like you have the up, down, 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 up. You know, the CIA like has stuff that's like connected to the human body. If you say out loud like a mantra, it can actually heal you. I went down the whole rabbit hole. There was a guy who was like having pain in his like thigh, so he would go 55515, and he would keep saying that, and he would get healed. Another lady, she didn't believe it. She has like a headache. Okay, she says it like as a mantra. Kept saying it. These numbers, if you see, there's other ones. Unexpected money, steady long-term income.
5207418.
Money knowledge, manifest dream job, money coincidence. They're called grab avoid codes.
This is weirdish. This former fashion executive said the strangest thing to these women that confirms everything we've talked about with the elites doing stuff with women. So it was this guy named Peter Nygaard, and he started this company in 1967 called Nygaard International. This guy becomes this huge millionaire doing all this stuff for clothes, and eventually, as the time goes on, he starts having a lot of weird allegations that start coming out about sexual allegations, bunch of weird stuff. And dude, I found the craziest video of this guy talking to these women. I don't know what it was for. It looks like they're like models or something. He's talking to them at this table, and he's basically telling them how he wants to buy the placenta and a bunch of these other things that are like in their body. And he specifically says the richest one is from black women.
Bro, that's insane.
I'm dead. He's talking about some like, yeah, it's so rich with stem cells. I gotta show you, bro. I have to just show you the video, and I'll just let it speak for itself.
The stem cell technology that Peter and I are investing in is called SCNT, which takes the egg of a young, perfect woman specimen, takes the egg and takes out the nucleus and puts our DNA in the nucleus. And this is part of this genetic greatness that we don't see in any other race on the planet. Black women from Africa. You girls have a kind of a monopoly on this genetic perfection, and we want some of that. Wherever our daddy's gonna outbid me, I bought about $60,000 worth of eggs. Yeah, that's very valuable. He is so rich with stem cells.
What the
That wasn't a comedy special. That was a humiliation ritual. And everything that Cat Williams said on that stage was the absolute truth, especially when he pointed out to Kevin Hart, when I first met you, you were a 6'3" white man. Now, a lot of y'all may not believe in soul swapping and all that good stuff, but it's real, okay? I'm going to just leave it as that. In addition to that, when Cat Williams stood on that stage and said that he was the only one with a soul, he wasn't lying. Now, let's tap into the symbolism a little bit. If you look on the screen on the stage, there were two goats, two Baphomets, okay? The red, the color red, the energy, the whole nine. Now, let me just say this. A lot of people was mad about the George Floyd joke, but people don't realize that that was symbolism. It was a message in that joke, okay? Now, I cannot say too much on this video, but what I will say, if you go back to that time that the situation happened with George Floyd and what was going on then, and look at what's going on now with the situation in the water with that thing with the people on it, y'all get where I'm coming from, because I can't say it because they will flag my video. So with that being said, just start reading between the lines, because a lot of people always want to see everything ain't that deep. Baby, it is that deep. Everything ain't spiritual. Baby, everything is spiritual, okay? As above, so below, okay? With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, but it shit is always in our face and we fall for it every single time.
Look at LeBron's wife in the crowd. That look on her face felt like she already knew something was about to happen. And then, during the timeout, the big screen suddenly showed LeBron's entire legacy. His close friends and wife all showed up for this game. The NBA posted a tribute after the game. Is LeBron secretly preparing to retire? Pelinka had a private dinner with JJ Redick and Luka, and LeBron still wasn't involved. Right after Luka signed the extension, the Lakers started posting about him non-stop. A lot of the 23 signs around LA were replaced with Luka's 77. The Lakers went all in on Luka for the future, but what they didn't expect, Luka got hurt right before the playoffs. And in the end, the only person they could still rely on was 41-year-old LeBron James. When AD was still on the Lakers, he once asked LeBron a question: "When are you going to retire?" And Bron answered like this:
"Nobody knows. I just won't show up to work the next day."
of the world's largest cities is sinking. Roads are fracturing, buildings have begun tilting, railways have become wobbly, and they've even had to add 14 new steps to their most famous monument as the ground underneath it falls. In fact, it's got to the point where some parts of the city are dropping at a rate of nearly an inch every single month. This is Mexico City. It's home to over 25 million people, and it has a really big problem. It sits on a giant aquifer. It's the city's main water source. But after decades of over-extraction, not only are they facing a chronic water crisis, but the ground and the soft soil above the aquifer is slowly compressing downwards as it gets emptier and emptier. But now, thanks to recent mappings by the most powerful radar system ever launched into space, NASA just showed that the city is sinking faster than even scientists expected. Over the past 100 years, some areas in Mexico have sunk more than 39 feet. That is staggering. And to make matters even worse, because the city was built on top of an ancient lake system, it essentially sits in this giant bowl surrounded by mountains. So when heavy rain comes, it naturally flows into the basin and has nowhere easy to escape. So ironically, Mexico City is now sinking, flooding, and running out of water at the same time. And there's not much they can do to reverse this.
Why did he host a 20v1 full of for a little RT? And then on top of that, when the little started dancing, why did he say, ooh, shit? Like, he couldn't control himself. He had to stop himself. And if you go on his page, he doesn't even address it. He actually, like, disabled his comments. And I'm about to just say what we're all saying, bro. Did he say, ooh, shit, because the little girl was dancing in a certain way and he got, like, aroused or something? And if that's the case, should we call the authorities? Like, it's actually starting not to get funny anymore. And why, in the name of God, did he not edit that out? Like, did he not look back on that and was like, yo, that looks kind of crazy? And some of y'all might say, oh, it's because of the way she was dancing, like, she almost fell or something. But still, it's like, bro, look, just the fact that he's hosting a 20v1 for children, it's just insane to me, bro. So it just adds up. It's like a 20v1 and then this girl was like dancing in a certain way. You're like, ooh, shit. It's like, I don't know, bro. But I'm gonna need y'all to comment down below if this is just a joke and I'm just missing it, or is bro actually moving like Epstein and Diddy combined and we're just sitting here laughing at it, bro? Because that's absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, I seen the clip of this dude and it's just strange. Like, the whole video is just weird. Like, there's people defending it, but like, why are you having like a dating thing with people that... It's just not right, bro. I don't care how many views you get, bro. That's just strange. You're a 30 or I don't know how old you are, but you're a grown man. So
guys, somebody was just caught buying baby food from supermarkets and then putting inside of the jars and then putting it back on the shelf, and they did it across 3 different countries. So police just officially arrested a 39-year-old man who was walking in the grocery stores buying jars of baby food off of the shelf and then filling them.
In Austria are warning parents to stay alert after a jar of baby food was found contaminated with...
And then he returned the jars to the exact same shelf so that parents would end up buying it. 5 different confirmed jars were found across multiple different stores before anybody could consume them, which is obviously great. And the reason why all of this is happening is because the guy sent the baby food company a blackmail email demanding 2 million euros in cryptocurrency. And he told them within the email that if they did not pay within 6 days, he would start their products on store shelves. They obviously didn't pay, and he actually followed through. The brand is called Hip, and it's actually the #1 baby food brand in all of Europe. They have now recalled every single thing across Austria, Slovakia, and the Czech Republic. A customer was able to spot a jar that looked a little bit weird, and they found it before any babies were hurt, but this guy was fully ready for it to happen, and they just caught him yesterday.
Yep. Interesting, huh? So, not sure if this picture's real or not, guys. First, let's just get that out the way. But people are saying that in India in 1990 that this was almost like a dump truck, like a dumpster, right? It looks like a dumpster where they just dump garbage in it. But some way, somehow, in 2023, we now have the Cybertrucks, and they kind of do look alike. Not saying they're alike, but they do look alike. Don't you agree? You know, sometimes we think that these are all new inventions, but maybe they've been here already. Like, this is like they say, there's nothing new under the sun, right? Not even us, because we've been under the sun, right?
come on, guys. Something's going on here. And I wouldn't know. Maybe Elon would know, to be honest with you. Hey, maybe this idea did come from India. I wouldn't know. Maybe this was designed by a dust bin container from 1990. And now in 2023, we come up with this Cybertruck. This is what people are saying. Like I said, I don't know who put this picture together. Maybe they just put stuff together that don't even make sense. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. These are just some pictures that I didn't find. Someone else found it, and I'm just showing you. Let me know what you think, guys. I'm out.
David's brother is currently facing backlash for launching his music career during the Celeste Rivas murder case. So on April 16th, David was arrested, but just 2 days before that, his brother, Caleb Burke, released his debut single, Imaginary Love, and just a few weeks after that, released another song. And because of the timing of all this, people are not happy with Caleb, accusing him of trying to benefit off the attention surrounding this horrific case. But Caleb just responded to the backlash, saying he's been making music for years, and even changed his artist name from Caleb to Kova because he does not want to be associated with his brother. And a couple weeks back, he even posted on his story saying all PDFs and should die, period. And the truth is, you can't pick your family, and he deserves a life outside of his brother, but the fact that he knew Celeste cannot be ignored either. He confirmed that the girl in this video backstage at one of David's concerts is indeed Celeste, and he was with her, but claims he did not know her well and did not know her age. So yes, Caleb has been making music for years, but ironically, this rebrand is happening at the exact same time David is facing serious criminal charges, and because of that, a lot of people are thinking that he's using this as a marketing tactic.
Let me remind you, motherfucker, the most creepiest roast of all time. If you think that the roast of Kevin Hart went too far, oh my God.
Bob Saget, then the girl in 1990. How do you make her? The Olsen twins say, well, Bob Saget hands you a chocolate milk that he just made, and you wake up 3 hours later, lying on your stomach.
They're dying laughing.
What a tough gig that must have been, huh?
Look at
His
their
entire
creepy
job
smile.
consisted of saying, take a look at this, which is what he used to say to Mary-Kate Olsen in her dressing room. Al should have been called Blackjack because you hit on the Olsens when he didn't stop till they were 21. Is it true that he used to give Mary-Kate acting lessons? He'd tell her, act like this never happened. Bob Saget is a sick bastard. He has 2 daughters in college and 3 girlfriends in high school. Most common dream of performing in Las Vegas, Nevada. Bob Saget dreams of performing in Hanta, Montana. Bob has done a lot for this country. For 8 seasons, half an hour a week, full house, kept up the street. After all these years, I've never met the Olsen twins. He introduced me to them. I said to him, how do I tell them apart? He says, Ashley.
Like, I love dark humor, but I feel like sometimes it's not funny, and Peter is one of those things. So no, I'm not surprised that Shane Gillis was talking about Chelsea Handler having lunch with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, I think this is what they do. I think they put it right in our faces, and people still support them.
Yo, the fact that everybody there is just laughing is the most insane thing to me. Like, these aren't even like subtle jokes like they usually make. Like, they're just straight up, bro, they're just straight up saying it right in our face, and they're laughing.
An 8th ocean, you're saying they're keeping this closed off from the public for what reason?
Listen, there were things down there we just weren't prepared to encounter. Look, we were sent down into a canal, which sonars couldn't detect a bottom on, right? Takes us hours to get through it. And when we finally did, we emerged into what felt like a pocket ocean. Words couldn't explain the anatomy of the creatures we were seeing outside the window, right? But we truly realized the alien nature of this place when this elongated, almost translucent-like figure, right? No joke, literally swims through the wall of the submarine. Don't ask me how, but we're just staring at it, right? As it completely passes through and just goes out the other side, right? I mean, these things weren't even abiding by our known laws of physics.
I mean, I remember saying with the crew, like, if outer space was a place on Earth, this was it, you know?
Here are some of the creepiest conspiracy theories.
Only 2 months before 9/11, the World Trade Center was privatized and sold to Larry Silverstein. Every single morning he ate breakfast in the North Tower on the 91st floor, but not on 9/11. His wife made him an emergency doctor's appointment that day. He also had bought an insurance plan that fortunately covered terrorism, and after the attack he took the insurance company to court. Silverstein won and was paid double, being awarded a total of $4.55 billion. This might be the largest insurance fraud in history, and he's still a free man. So was it just a coincidence that he wasn't there the day of the attacks? Next up, there's a famous story where a mom in Thailand wanted to be reincarnated as a boy, so she had her only daughter mark a line on her neck. After she passed away, her daughter gave birth to a boy with a similar birthmark on the back of his neck. Do we think the mom was reincarnated as the sun? And lastly, according to the Flat Earth Society, a bunch of idiots, the most obvious proof of our planet's flatness can be found by looking at the horizon. People who believe the Earth is flat are just dumb. Point blank, end the period.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.